Hello and welcome back to the Nerva Beacon podcast after a little bit of an extended holiday that we've had. But, you know, that's what happens. Life gets in the way. This is me, as always, Glenn, your host, or one of your hosts anyway. The other host is here as well. Hello, Leigh.
Hello, Glenn. How are you?
I am doing just fine and dandy. I'm a bit knackered because I've been building bookcases and remodelling the old nerd cave. Pictures will be forthcoming soon, but not quite there yet. But how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah?
Off after a few weeks off.
Yeah, well, yes, who doesn't? But we all need a few weeks. I've been on holiday as well, but more on that back to the 80s. Listen to that, you'll know what's been going down. So, yeah, we're back. Like I say, I had a bit of time off, and in that time off, stuff's happened, Leigh.
Yeah, loads of stuff. We've had Twitch, we've had bloody Comic-Cons.
Both of them.
San Diego and, what else?
LFCC.
Yeah, the person who leaked all the photos and videos.
Yes, well, we will discuss all that in just a moment. But, what have you been up to in the last few weeks, just so we can catch up properly?
Oh, just been getting out and about. Spending a lot of time in Forbidden Planet lately.
Yeah, oh dear.
Yes, oh dear. Buying mostly household stuff and a new bag. Bought the TARDIS bag.
Yeah.
Yes, and I know it's not Doctor Who, but I bought the Wonder Woman handbag as well.
But why not? Why not? As you should.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. You can hear the stuff I've been buying on Back to the 80s, but very, very quickly, record player.
Yeah. Which
is very good. And I will be trying to buy all the Doctor Who vinyl there is out. They did announce today they're doing the soundtrack for the 5 Doctors.
Ooh.
And Clayton Hickman has done, quite frankly, one of the prettiest covers I have ever seen for it.
Yeah, I've seen that today. It was brilliant.
It's really lovely, and Clayton's done a really brilliant job. That's definitely... I'd say it kind of reminds me of, the ABBA album, Arrival?
Yes.
That.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure... I don't know if he's been influenced by that at all. I'm sure he hasn't. But to me, that's what it reminded me of. That's always a good thing.
Yeah. I like it that the people on Twitter are getting involved with Doctor Who stuff.
They seem to be getting involved more.
Yeah.
There's a lot of engagement now, and a lot of people sort of getting really excited for the new series, which is good. We will...
Pip Medley to redo the trailers for Doctor Who on Twitch. I was over the moon because he's pretty brilliant at what he does.
Even though they missed out 6! Fucking assholes. So angry. So, me and my friend Amy, at the Mind Robber on Twitter, we were so angry. We were like, what the fuck? And it was like, hang on a minute. So they did Kinder, and then they did Frontios. And then 7. What? Well, more on that in a second. More on that now. Doctor Who at on Twitch. It
was brilliant.
Oh, it was great. It was all those episodes on Twitch for about 7-8 weeks, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Starting off at the start and going all the way up to the end of Survival, with just a few things left out because of licensing issues or the nation estates and things like that.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of it? Silly question.
All of it?
All of it?
Yes, all of it. I am that sad.
No, you're not that sad. I wish I could have, but I have a partner who isn't that into Doctor Who. Although she said she's going to watch the new series because she's interested to see what Jodie Whittaker does.
Yeah.
That'd be weird for me.
Kind of forced me mate into watching it when I was at his house as well. So, right, we've got to watch this, please.
It was great. And do you know what one of the nicest things is the engagement from much younger people to the old stuff.
Yeah.
So you had people memeing along.
Yeah.
For instance, London 1965.
Yeah, everybody loved Ian and Barbara.
They did, didn't they?
Yes.
William Russell must not have known what hit him. Sadly, Jacqueline's no longer with us, but William Russell I think he was at a Comic-Con while it was going on, and he got so much love, and he's like, I wonder why. Why now? But yeah, everybody loved Ian, which is great. I love Chesterton anyway, but... Chatterton, anti-radiation gloves. And then Hartnell, they seem to love Hartnell.
Yes, and Troughton, which I'm really, really pleased with, because watching it just cemented me love, put Troughton back at me top.
That and the gratuitous shipping between him and Jamie.
Oh, yes.
So much shipping.
So much shipping you just couldn't. No, Jamie, no!
Run, Jamie, run!
Oh, the hugging.
Lots of hugging. Every time they hugged, Twitter went mental.
Yeah, so did the chat. I never saw all the nasty bits in the chat, even though I had it on their theatre mode.
There wasn't that much. There was a bit. There was one guy during Six's run who just kept saying, "This is shit. This is shit. This is shit." I don't know why people are watching this. Six is shit, and it's like, dude, just don't.
Go there. You can't go
there.
Don't
go there with me, because I will eviscerate you. But they loved 2. They loved 3 as well. So I was really happy to see how much love that Pertwee's doctor got.
Yes, I know, and he's the most conservative doctor out of the lot.
Yeah, but I think people sort of realised
why.
Yeah. And IKEA! That was a massive... IKEA! There's him and the Master, the Delgado. The Master got so much love. And so many people shipping that as well.
Oh, yes.
And Brigadier.
And the Brigadier. Everybody loves the Brigadier.
Because he's ace.
Yeah. And the chat that went, and everything just blew up when Naked Benton came on and the Time Monster. Yes,
they did like Naked Benton a lot. Who doesn't? And anything Mike Yates related, people seem to like Yates as well. But
he probably had the best story arc.
He had a great story arc. And he's still carrying on. If you listen to Big Finish in the unit stories, they're still doing it. Which is great, because I love Richard Franklin. He seems like a really nice chap, and I'd like to meet him one day. And it's also that slight suggestion that Yates is gay as well, which I kind of think they kind of weave into some stories in the Big Finish stuff. They don't explicitly say it, but it's kind of there, and I kind of like.
Yeah, I think it's there, and they really couldn't say anything because they would drop the bloody army on top of them.
Oh, absolutely. But I think it was always there. So Yates got a lot of love. Joe Grant got loads of love. Liz Shaw got fucking loads of love on Twitter and in the chat. And rightly so. She's awesome.
Mm.
And everyone liked Inferno.
Yes.
Which is great, because Inferno's brilliant.
I actually think that's the best of Pertwee's run.
Oh, it's certainly the darkest.
Yeah, really, really pretty bleak, that.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely, totally. I mean, the whole world gets destroyed, doesn't it? So.
Yeah, well, the whole of the first series of Pertwee's run was just bleak.
Yeah. A lot of it was sort of environmental in nature as well.
Yeah.
Like the Silurians is pretty fucking bleak.
Yes.
As we've said before.
Yeah. But not as bleak as Inferno.
It's the bleakest.
Yes.
They loved 4. I think some people had problems with Talons of Wen-Chiang, which I kind of knew was going to happen. I didn't understand all the shouting at the history that a lot of people were doing. I don't get that. Sure, get angry about it, the fact that it happened, move on and make sure it don't happen again. Realise that in context, it was a different time. Oh, that's no excuse. I was called racist because I liked it. It's like, not really.
That's what they're teaching kids in school these days.
What's that?
Cultural Marxism.
Oh, yeah, so yeah. Oh, well, there's a lot of that going on. Not realising that cultural Marxism killed nearly 100 million people in China.
Yeah.
So, not a good thing to be a cultural Marxist. Sure, learn from history, don't shout it and don't whitewash it. It's not a good thing to do.
Well, they're doing the same with... well, I'm not going to mention that.
What's that? Go on.
I was just about to say they're doing that with the with Stonewall at the moment.
Yeah, well, they're doing that with the Labour Party at the moment as well.
Yeah.
They've made it quite clear that I'm not welcome in the Labour Party, so yeah. There you go.
They've made Lucy and Amber feel quite not welcome there as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And then, but That's fine, whatever. But yeah, Wen Chai Ang's its own beast, and you've got to understand that that's what it was like at the time, and it's not going to happen now, is it? So there we go. No point shouting at it.
I mean, have these people not seen Sinbad the Bloody Sailor?
Or anything, ever. It's like when people call, Winston Churchill and Trump, they're exactly the same, because Winston Churchill was a massive racist as well. It's like, Winston Churchill died in 1965.
Yeah.
So, bit different. He was brought up in a very racist time, and actually wasn't as racist as most people at the time. Donald Trump doesn't have much of an excuse. Plus, he called the he calls women liars, but he called the Queen a liar the other day.
Oh, God, why?
And said, the news is saying I was 15 minutes late, which he kind of was. The Queen was early, because the Queen's always early. So he basically made out that the Queen and the news were basically lying, saying he was late and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, you're going in the tower if you ever come back here. So don't come back here. But anyway, the only thing I can think of when I think of fall now is salami sandwich. Because that was all over them. The right story's got the right love with four, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, everybody loved the Sunmakers.
That's because it's ace. I love the Sunmakers. Yeah. They loved Leela. Everyone loved Leela, which is...
she was the one I thought everyone would have a problem with, but they didn't.
It's because she's a badass. The thing is, I don't think whatever the ideas of the producers were at the time was, she'll bring in the dads, she'll titillate them. Yeah, you try that with Leela and she'll fucking rip your balls off.
Oh, yes.
So it kind of backfired, because she played it better than they could have hoped that she did.
Well, see, the thing is, she dressed in bloody leather dresses and that, but women in general, unless even when they're going out on the pole, they don't dress to impress blokes, but dress to impress each other.
Yeah, that's true. But with Leela, I mean, the thing is with Leela, I don't think anything she wore was too revealing.
No, it's practical.
It was practical. I mean, people going about non-practical armour on people, and especially women, and blah, blah, blah. What she wore was perfect for what she was supposed to be. So it kind of worked. I never, certainly growing up, I never saw Leela as being sort of sex symbol or whatever. I just saw her as this badass. Kind of like if Wonder Woman was travelling with the Doctor.
Yes.
And that's certainly how Big Finish had gone for it. So...
I read an article about Doctor Who not embracing disabled people. And I think, well, no, he wouldn't take somebody in a wheelchair as a companion, because they'd fucking die. Yeah,
they'd die within about 5 seconds of him.
You wouldn't take me, because I'm a bloody crip myself.
No, sir, mate, there's no way. For a fat, wheezing old man. Come on now.
Somebody who collapses after about 10 minutes of running.
Exactly. You know, Bradley Walsh is in tip-top shape. So, they loved Five, because of course everybody loves Five. Why not?
Yeah.
And they seem to really like Adric, which is weird.
I know.
I think it's post-Wesley Crusher. People understand what they were going for.
Yeah.
I think that sort of changed him, because no one's as bad as Wesley. Mm-hmm. Even Adric. He was, they kind of get the fact that he was written to be annoying.
Yeah.
It kind of it was an experiment that didn't work, but they were really sad when he died.
Yeah, it was a bloody horrible death. Knowing that he was going to die right there and then.
Yeah, but what was he bothered about? Now I'll never know if I was right.
Yeah.
Which is exactly how Adric would react. But yeah, that was brilliant, and they liked Tegan and Nyssa. Nyssa got a lot of love.
Yeah.
I like Nyssa, so I was very happy about that. And then my favourite came around 6, and everybody but a few people fucking loved 6.
He's fucking awesome.
He got loads of... Everyone's like, he's awesome, he's great, he's brilliant. Do you know what? I think if they'd done 6 now, it would have worked.
Mm-hmm.
Although, to be fair, Colin Baker has said numerous times Capaldi's story arc is what he wanted 6 to be like.
Yeah.
So he kind of did get it in the end. But no, they loved...
You could see his relationship with Perry developing that way, with the way it was with Clara.
Yeah, well, that was the whole thing. He was supposed to be antagonistic in the first season, and in the second season they were supposed to get on. And you see them in the first parts of Trial of a Time Lord, and they get on really well.
I know they're walking around together, hugging each other, linking arms.
Yeah, there's plenty of shipping. Believe me, my friend Amy, who loves Six almost as much as I do, she gives a lot of Six Perry love. She's 17. That's what got me about it. Is that I've made a few friends, and 2 of them are like 17. Got Amy and Jenny the Dention, who is currently doing a massive tweet along of 90s Who. You will see me retweet it because I retweet it a lot. She just did Dimensions in Time today, which I missed because I was at work. I'm gutted. But she loves 90s Who. She did this thing last week called Search Out Space, which was like a schools and colleges program from 1990. And it was the 7th Doctor hosting a quiz about the galaxy with some guy called Cedric and Ace, although it wasn't so much Ace as just Sophie Aldred a la Corners.
Yeah.
Which is great because I used to fucking love Corners and I love Sophie Aldred. So that was Ace. I've never seen it before. All this stuff I don't know, but she's doing other ones. She's doing the movie. She's doing all the cutscenes from Destiny of the Doctors. Which with Anthony Ainley finally playing the Master the way he wanted to.
Good.
Which is fantastic. He's putting on voices and being all funny and sardonic. If you've not seen them, they're on YouTube. It's fantastic. And it's just him. Because you're up against the Master in the game. And he's being as camp as he wants to be. He's sort of that survival era onwards. He really put his own mark on the Master. It's just a damn shame they couldn't get him back for the Big Finish stuff before he died.
Yeah.
Although saying that, Jeffrey Beavers is cracking as the Master in everything I've heard. But
I would have loved to have seen how his character would have developed if they'd come back in 1990.
Oh, absolutely. Because like Survival, like I say, if you watch Survival, which we all did, then that is how Ainley wanted to portray the Master. He didn't want to be this pantomime villain. I mean, I'm not saying any of this stuff before was rubbish. It wasn't. He was fantastic. I really have a deep, deep love for Anthony Ainley. He's my Master at the end of the day.
He got the costume he wanted.
Yes. He didn't want the velvet thing. He didn't suit him. He was this sort of Edwardian patrician is what he should have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's doing all tweet-alongs of that, and it's fantastic and well done to her. Because, like I say, she wasn't born when it aired. So it's like, that's fantastic. But I suppose it's no different to me, like in just sort of John Pertwee stuff, because I wasn't nary but a twinkle in the milkman's eye, you know?
Yeah, same here.
But still. But yes, they loved Six, which made me very, very happy. They loved the Valiard.
Yeah, they loved Mel as well.
I like Mel. I always liked Mel.
I think she's brilliant.
I think that was just hardcore Who fans at the time saying, we don't like her. And I never had a problem with Mel, Bonnie Langford. I really like Bonnie Langford.
There weren't the people that all hardcore. They kept going on about her screaming all the time, and I'm like,
yeah, do you know?
That's just had a massive bloody fright. Anybody would scream at that.
I mean, certain people who were moaning a lot about it at the time was not only Ian Levine, but a certain new showrunner as well. And there's visual proof of this if you go back far enough. So yes, well, I'm watching you, Chibnall. Don't trust you. But there you go. And then we move on to 7. So they all really loved Sylvester McCoy. It was great. It was lovely to see, and especially when Ace turned up and everybody lost their shit.
Yeah.
Because she was my companion growing up. I said for a long time she was the blueprint for the modern companion. Largely, in part, thanks to Andrew Cartmel and thanks to Sophie Aldred. Who got together with him and they talked long and hard about what a companion should be, especially in the late 80s, and sort of modernising it a bit. And if it wasn't for her, you wouldn't have Rose or Clara or anyone like that. Or Bill, I suppose, is the closest to Ace, especially with the lesbian subtext. But they loved all the stories. Ghost, especially the last season, Fenric got loads of love. Ghostlight did. Great Show in the Galaxy did as well. They all said how cool the clown was. Ian Redmond, is that his name? I can't remember. But him, Tricky Dicky off EastEnders. He was fantastic. He was anyway. So yeah.
So, that one's always bothered us, and I don't know, not like in a creepy way. because that's exactly what the gods of Ragnarok do in the Marvel comics.
Yeah. Yeah, they got it right. And I do love the fact that a lot of people hashtagged a certain bit with hashtag cool guys don't look at explosions. Because he didn't. He just turns his back and he walks away.
Yes, he doesn't even flinch, and it's just right behind him.
He gets hit by something as well. You can see him get hit by some debris, and he doesn't, like you say, doesn't even flinch. Because Sylvester McCoy's a badass.
Yes, he is.
It's fantastic. I love it. It was really nice to see because I've obviously watched those later seasons a lot anyway, but it was just a shame we didn't get Remembrance or Revelation or Resurrection. It would have been nice.
Yes, especially Revelation, because everybody would have lost the shit out of that one.
It's fucking horrendous. it's not in a good way, but it's horrific. It's
horror to the extreme, that one. Ugh.
It's great.
That's the thing that freaks us out.
That bit with Stengos.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good as that. Especially when he starts turning into a Dalek voice.
I know, I was about 9 when I watched that, and I'm like, oh no, I can't. So actually, that's the one and only time I've ever hid at Doctor Who.
That and Litton's Hands.
Yes.
Because that's particularly gruesome as well. Both written by, kind of in a roundabout way, written by Eric Sayward as well. Funnily enough. But no, he seems to have been really popular, does the Twitch stuff, so I'm really, really... I mean, I made loads more friends, Doctor Who type friends through it as well. Which is really, really nice. Like I say, my friends Amy and Jenny and Claudia and a few more other people. Pip Madeley is one of them as well.
Hoovy and Leap.
Yes, Hoovy and Leap. Yeah, Hoovy and Leap, who I mercilessly troll most of the time. You might have noticed every time they put caption this, it's always don't forget to subscribe to the official YouTube channel. It fits, and to be fair, they're good spots about it and retweet it and like it. But
Rob, I refound Rob Sheeman.
Yes, Rob Sheeman.
He posted something. What's the most something about the worst line ever in Doctor Who or something. And I put, "You will sleep safe tonight." That was the.
See, I would have put, "Don't forget to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel."
That's the one that just bugs me. It's always bugged me, that one there. "You will sleep safe tonight."
Do you know what the one that bugs me most?
What?
And I hate to say it because it's Six who says it. It's when he says about Leighton, he says, "Oh, I misjudged him." You have literally just met him.
You'd never met him before. You didn't even know he was
Nope.
in Resurrection.
Nope, never met him, never crossed paths, never knew anything about him. And Big Finish have never ever gone back to it because they can't, because Maurice Colburn's sadly no longer with us. But it just winds me up because it's like, no, you've never met him, you don't know him. But no, it's engaged a lot of people with other people, because people like Clayton Hickman, Gareth Roberts say we're watching as well, and be talking to them. And Clayton especially is a lovely bloke. He's a really nice guy. But like,
Into chat once.
Yeah.
And everyone lost their shit when they realised it was him. He was swimming with all the love that he got as well, and so did Katie Manning.
Katie Manning's lovely. She got loads of love and loads of following because of the Twitch stuff, and she is just like everyone's favourite granny at this point.
Yeah, so Peter Purvis has turned up on Twitter at last.
Yeah, and Fraser Hines. Mm-hmm. Purvis is a nice guy. He seems really lovely, and Fraser Hines is just sweetheart. He's lovely. But Katie Manning especially, and I keep trying to point anyone who says she's great to say, you do realise she's Iris Wildtime, yeah? Because she's awesome. Go listen to the Wormery. I fucking love Iris Wildtime. I just love the fact that you didn't know, you would never guess in a million years that that's Katie Manning's voice. Because she is so good at that northern Bet Lynch. Because that's who I think of sometimes when I think of it. It's like Katie Manning dressed as Bet Lynch.
Yeah.
Just this lush that keeps going around the universe in a bush. She's great. What a great, absolutely brilliant creation.
Well, if I was some kind of Time Lord, I think that's exactly how I would go around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. Why not? Why wouldn't you? You got all the time and space. You go around just getting drunk all the time. Fantastic.
Go and be gin bar in the universe.
Absolutely. So in conclusion, Twitch was a bit of a success and they should totally do it in a year's time.
Yes, they should. And it was really sad at the last episode. Everybody was really upset when it finished.
They were, and then the day after when it switched to Knight Rider, everyone's like, well, Knight Rider's cool, of course it is, but I want Doctor Who back.
That's Doctor Who.
Actually, I did have people saying, are we still going to be friends after this? Yes! But there you go. So like I say, lots of new people met. Nice little community was built up around Twitch. Definitely do it again, because I think people would definitely watch it. I know people will, because I've had 2 or 3 people say I would totally watch it again. Mm. So another little thing that happened in the community was, well, we'll get the slightly disappointing stuff out of the way. So the World Cup final, BBC said, oh, we're going to have a new trailer for Doctor Who. And it's 30 seconds long, and I'm not going to lie, I thought it was a bit pointless.
Yeah, it was.
And kind of insinuated that the Doctor now has powers sort of comparable to the Flash. Which she doesn't have. It was just, oh look, it's showing the 3 new companions in a really ordinary setting. So Rani, it's not Rani, what's her name?
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't remember. I know Graham.
Oh shit, I can't remember the names.
Ryan, Graham, Ryan, and this looks really bad, doesn't it?
Terrible.
I can't remember the Indian actress. I remember she's Mandeep, her real name, so it's not like I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I can't for the life.
See, I've been trying to watch.
Well, you see, the thing is, they just haven't mentioned much about them at all. So we don't really know their names. But it's Mandeep Patel is her real name.
Yasmin. New characters, Yasmin.
Yasmin, that's it. Yasmin, Ryan and Graham. So they've shown them in... she is having a pizza and the pizza replenishes itself because it looks like the Doctor's floated by. And then Ryan's eating a chip and gets his breakfast replenished. And then Graham, in a nice little nod to the old stuff... was reading the paper and got it replaced with the Beano Summer Special 1981, which is what the 11th Doctor used to read.
Yes.
So, but it's all right, but it's a bit pointless.
Also, keep in mind that they seem to be sticking with the fairy tale aspect.
Yes.
Which is what they said they wanted to do away with. But it looks like they're still keeping that, which is a good thing because that's the one thing I loved about the 11th Doctor's stories.
I think it's because they need to keep it simple. That's Chibnall's whole thing. It is about keeping it simple. And to that end, he has said no Daleks and no returning classic monsters, which I think, personally, is a shame. Plus, that's going to get That's going to get very costly when the nation estate and X has to provide the Daleks. They'll say, yes, certainly, double.
Yeah, there will be Daleks.
I think there'll be Daleks in the Christmas special. There's at least going to be a cameo, isn't there? Because that's the deal they have. Even though people were saying at the time, that's totally not the deal that's totally the deal they have.
I mean, even in the Wedding of River Song, there was only a bloody 20-second bit of Dalek.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was in the pilot. So the first episode of Bills, of Series 10, there was still... That was the only time you saw the Daleks. Apart from the Christmas special, but they were still there.
I know. That's why I can't understand why people were whining on and on and on.
Oh, it's so many Daleks all the time.
It's not like 20 seconds per season.
We've not had a proper Dalek story since season 8.
Which is familiar.
Oh, sorry, which season 9 then? Sorry, do forget. But that wasn't really about the Daleks, even. That was about Davros. The Daleks happened to be there, but really that was a 2-person story involving Missy. I would say Missy was probably one of the big bads of that story rather than the Daleks. But ho hum. Yeah,
she wasn't even being antagonistic. Really, she was just being
awesome.
Mischievous.
Awesome.
She kind of reminded the way they portrayed Missy. It kind of reminded us of. Tom Hiddleston's Loki?
Yes, well that's what she became, isn't it? She became Loki, effectively. I think with Missy or the Master, it needs to be a man. And it needs to be a really horrible sexist portrayal of it as well.
Yeah.
Like when I was a girl, I was weak. I started thinking that I was good that I could, that I
Well,
wasn't.
John's in back for that.
They could do, although I don't know. I want Alex McQueen. I really want him to be the master for realsies because he's so good. But it just go back to that when Jacoby said, "Killed by a girl."
Yeah.
It's that kind of. I do feel that that's what they need. But anyway, so we did get a longer trailer at SDCC. And it looks good for all the fact that it doesn't really tell us anything. But I'm getting used to the accent. I still don't like it, but I'm getting used to it. I'll be fine. But like I say, it was mainly images. And you got that companion thing. The companion thing that Chibnall backtracked on quite quickly, because he insisted first that you call them friends, not companions.
Uh-huh.
And now he's come back and said, I never said that was an edict. It's just what I call them.
Uh-huh.
It's like, it's nice backtracking there, Chris. Just call them what you want. It's like the other thing about people getting angry that they're calling her the 13th Doctor. Well, yes, she is the 13th Doctor.
The Doctor hasn't got a name, so...
Yeah, see, how are you supposed to distinguish them? I thought that was weird that people would get really angry about it and having massive opinions. Like, well, I already have an opinion, but if I'm talking to people, and I'm not going to say... I'm either going to say one or two things, either like the Tennant one, the Colin Baker one, or I'm going to say 6, 10, 8, 9. And they will know. I won't even say Doctor, I'll just say 9. This is what 5 did. It's
not like what I do, but 11T and 12T.
Yes, well, I do say 12T and 11T because of you. It's your fault. But it's just shorthand. It's fan shorthand, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like when you say it's as inconsequential and stupid an argument to me is that like saying, I shouldn't call him the Connery Bond. It's just Bond. He's always Bond. Because that's what they were saying effectively. He's always the Doctor. It's always the Doctor. Yeah, but which one? Because there's a lot of them.
I can just see a lot of infighting coming in very soon when people...
And for no reason.
Her pronouns.
Oh, don't fucking start. Well, you shouldn't call it she, you should call it they. Don't fucking start. Call it what you want, but don't ever tell me what to call them. So yeah, I mean, like I say, you can't really talk much about the SDCC trailer because there's not much to talk about. I will, however, say I do prefer the maroon T-shirt to the blue one.
Yes.
I don't know why, but I can see me buying a version of that if they ever bring it out.
Yeah. The maroon and blue kind of remind me of Tennant's costume changes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Plus the maroon one, it kind of looks like season 18 Tom Baker gear as well.
Yeah.
Which is nice. But she's looking good as the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
She's looking quite doctorish, and her manner seems to be certainly very doctorish. They made a good choice there, which is all I ever said that I wanted if they were going to gender swap.
Yeah.
Just get it right. Don't do it for the sake of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy to do. And it also puts me in mind of who it's going to be next as well. Because I reckon... it's a long way away, about 3 or 4 years away, but I reckon it'll be a person of colour, and I reckon it'll be probably male person of colour.
Mm-hmm.
And gets me thinking about who could it be? Who could it be? But it's a long time away, so...
I always wanted Idris Elba to play the Doctor.
I always wanted Patterson Joseph. Because he was in Neverwhere as a character very similar to the Doctor, and he would have been brilliant. He still were, I mean, he's not that old. I was also thinking someone like Adil Ray. And yes, I realise he plays Citizen Khan, but if you see him in things like Ackley Bridge, he's actually quite a good actor as well.
Yeah.
And then I thought, maybe he could be the Master. Because maybe that's what we need. We need a black or Asian or a person of colour for the Master.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
I don't think they'll go there, though.
I don't think we'll see the Master.
Mm-hmm.
In Chibnall. I don't think Chibnall likes the Master. He wants to go with all new stuff, which is fair enough.
Not even this season. They'll probably leave him for quite a long time, like they did between the End of Time and
Heaven Sent. Dark Water it was technically, wasn't it? Yes, probably, and that's probably a good thing. Well, But like I say, we'll say there's plenty, there's plenty to see. And then we had the panels, the SDCC panels, which they all seem to get on well, but I still don't trust Chibnall. I don't trust him. I just don't trust him. He's not a sci-fi writer, which always worries. He's a crime writer, really. I always go back to that young 15-year-old kid he was on Open Air and think, that's moaning about it being not accessible and just what is accessible. I don't understand what I knew when I was a 10-year-old exactly what was going on in Attack of the Cybermen. It's awfully close to dumbing down. Yeah, I mean,
if things weren't accessible, Coronation Street wouldn't be on now.
Yeah.
Because that's got bloody how many 50-odd years of backstory.
Yeah, and it's... Yeah.
There's some woman in America who's decided to watch it all from the beginning.
Oh, she'll die before she finishes. That's cool, though. I get it, the Moffat era was very complicated sometimes, but it was never unaccessible.
He tied it all up in the very last episode of 11's era anyway.
Yeah. It just seems to be... I don't know. He just seems to be not a very good writer. Maybe he needs to get other writers to do it for him, because obviously the first season of Broadchurch everybody raved about. The last two everybody said were shit. Plus he wrote Cyberwoman.
Yes. But he also wrote Power of Three, and I absolutely love that story.
I want to like it.
I love it. It's brilliant.
I feel they just wasted Stephen Burkoff at the end.
And didn't he write Dinosaurs on a Spaceship as well?
Yeah, and that's utter shit.
No, it's not.
It's utter shit.
It's like the Doctor says, it's dinosaurs on a spaceship. What more could you want?
A plot would help, but,
Well, that was the whole point, dinosaurs on a spaceship.
Yes, snakes on a fucking plane. I'm just sorry, I'm not a fan of Chippers' writing. So I don't know. I'm sure I'll love it. This is the thing. I'm sure I will love it, and I'm sure I have no problem with it. I've never been someone who hates... I don't hate any real Doctor. I will watch any Doctor Who you put in front of me. Even things like The Rings of Ackerton, which isn't great. But I'll still watch it, because it's Doctor Who, and even Doctor Who at its worst, it's still better than most things on telly.
Yeah.
But we shall see. Like I say, the panel, everyone seemed very happy. They were a bit subdued because it was the first SDC panel, and I'm guessing they were all a bit nervous. Bradley Walsh got slagged off by some fans for not being there. You do realise he's like sort of busy all the time, yeah?
He doesn't have to rework, that's what they do.
Yeah, well, he's filming The Chase. all the time. He never stops. Mm-hmm. He's super, super busy all the time with Bradley Walsh because he's awesome. But he did do a video that they could show there where he's nicking into a trailer.
Yeah, well, he'll be back next year, so
yeah,
he'll be there. Yeah, because it will be in his contract there. He'll have to keep that week off.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be there. The Americans, how they will deal with Bradley Walsh. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
I mean, when you look at the bloody Marvel cast, I'm sure it's written into their contract that they must go to SDCC.
Yeah, apart from the Guardians cast are all now fired. Or will be soon.
No.
They fired Gunn. They stuck up for Gunn. You go bye-bye. But there you go. So after SDCC then, we had LFCC. And oh my word, they had like 7 doctors there.
Yeah, they all met up, didn't they?
There was a particularly lovely bit with Matt and Christopher Eccleston. You see that one where they pass each other? Matt!
Yeah.
Matt! And they did the whole Predator, Dylan, you son of a bitch. They did that bit. It was awesome. Christopher Eccleston, do you know what? I'm so happy he got into the spirit. Yeah. You could see he was super uncomfortable in most photos.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just get the feeling he doesn't like it. But he went...
He's never done anything like that before.
No, I don't think he ever will again.
I've seen him in the street, but he was the one doctor or person I would never dare approach.
No. And you can sort of see in all the photos he doesn't look comfortable in most of them. He gets into the spirit a few times, but it's just, I don't think it's something he likes doing. He's done it now. We can say he's done it. He never has to do it again.
There was one absolutely adorable photograph of him with loads and loads of fans all around him, and he actually looks quite happy.
I think he didn't realise just how loved his doctor was. A lot of people have said that, there was a guy on Twitter called Aaron, and he's a young guy, he's sort of early 20s, so he would have been his first doctor.
Yeah.
And he told him, you were the first doctor I ever had, you mean a lot to me, and I don't think he was quite sure how to take it.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think he had any idea whatsoever how loved his doctor was and how important he was to a lot of people. Well, now he knows, so maybe for the 60th, he'll be in it.
Maybe.
Probably not. I know who won't be. Capaldi, because he said he'll play the Doctor again.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he said by the time it rolls around, he'll be sort of 60, 65 nearly. And he's just said it's too... He's got Doctor's knee anyway, which a lot of them get. But he said, I'm not doing it again. I'm just going to be too old. I've had my time. I've enjoyed it. I don't need to do it again.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, but understandable. He'll do it again. I'll tell you who won't have a problem doing it again.
Question before you go on to that question. Is Capaldi and what's his name? Eighth Doctor Paul McGann, are they the same age? Really?
What's that?
Is McGann and Capaldi the same age?
I think McGann's slightly younger, but he's older than he looks. McGann would do it in a heartbeat. But some of the pictures he did were fucking ace. If you actually have a look at some of the McGann pictures on the LFCC, he loves it. He loves being the Doctor.
Yes, he does.
It's like, the fact of the matter is, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Fact of the matter is, he was only ever in two on-screen appearances, really.
Yeah.
And the rest of it's big finish, and people do love the Eighth Doctor. And he really loves it. So he was very, very posy, hammy. Much like David Tennant, who seems to have had the best time in the world.
I think all of them I think every single person who has played the Doctor has just fucking loved it.
Well, I just think Tennant was having a great time at LFCC as well. Because he was, especially Jodie. A lot of people were dressed as Jodie Whittaker, and apparently he was asking them all, "Can I be your companion?" Which apparently Capaldi was asking everybody, "Would you like to be my companion?" And they're all going, "Oh, yes."
Oh God, yeah.
And Capaldi, if you look at all the pictures, he's always doing a pose.
Yes.
Oh, it's awesome.
Doctor poses.
Yeah, he does his Doctor poses, doesn't he?
Like the people have put all these poses and compared every single one of them to Pertwee's.
Oh yeah, well that's who he wants to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
Effectively, that's his Doctor, so he's just cosplaying being John Pertwee, which is awesome.
The jacket, the wig. Not wig. You know what I'm referring to there.
The Capaldi hair.
Yes.
The bouffant. It was great. It was epic.
Yeah.
And Matt Smith, obviously, he had a great time as well, wearing lots of fezzes. And just being genuinely lovely. A lot of people say he's really nice when you meet him, and one day I will meet him. But he just seems like a really genuinely nice guy.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't go to Comic-Con this year for obvious reasons, but next year I think we should go.
I think you should have a day trip out, yeah. It's going to have to, especially if they get some Doctor Who types in, because I guarantee you Colin Baker will be there.
Oh, yeah. I think pretty much most of them. I don't think Eccleston will be back again.
No, I don't think. But I'm glad he did it once, just so he knows how much he was appreciated as the Doctor. There's some lovely photos, actually, people stood in line, and there's Capaldi and Colin Baker having lots of chats to each other.
Next to each other, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
They were next to each other.
They were, yeah. So Colin Baker, you know what he's like. He's always up for a chat and a hug and all that, and it seems to have been. I think Ingrid Oliver was there as well.
Yeah, she was. I didn't recognise her at first, but because she does not look like a character.
No, she doesn't like Osgood at all. I hope Osgood's... She won't be, but I'd like to see her back with the 13th Doctor.
Yeah.
But there you go. Certainly, she's doing all the unit stuff, so that's all cool. But LFCC seems to have been a lovely time. A lot of people meeting up with friends that they made on Twitter through Twitch and things like that as well. Yeah. Lots of Jodie Whittaker cosplayers, men and women. It's nice to see. Well, why not? If there's, ladies can all go as Peter Capaldi, why can't the men go as Jodie Whittaker? That's how it should be.
Yeah.
It's still the Doctor. So now all we have to do is wait. We've got to wait because we don't know whether it's September or October. I'm guessing October.
Probably, yeah.
It's 13 episodes, 12 or 30? 12, I think it is, 12 episodes. So it's 12 weeks till Christmas, I would say. It probably puts it in October, early October.
Yeah.
I hope so. Anyway, I'm kind of done waiting now.
It was 10 episodes plus the Christmas special.
I thought it was 11 plus a Christmas special. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I'm just hoping for more Doctor Who. Because I don't care who the Doctor is. I just like Doctor Who. One thing I've been getting disappointed by, though, and if you are listening to this and if you are a fan, please stop this. Shitting on the old series in favour of the new series.
Yes.
And the main proponent of this, sad to say, seems to be Chris Chibnall.
Yes.
He seems to be low-key encouraging this. Usually at the end of someone's era, there's a handoff and there's always like a thank you or an acknowledgement. There have been no acknowledgements of the previous era except to say, this isn't going to be anything like the previous era.
I get the feeling Chibnall didn't like Moffat.
I get the feeling Chibnall doesn't like anybody.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that Chibnall has a problem with most Doctor Who. Because I don't think RTD gets on with... like the way that RTD and Moffat are super pally. And super awesome and really nice people together. None of that seems to happen with Chibnall.
Yeah.
This isn't just me shitting on Chibnall. I do have a problem with that. I don't really like him, I've got to say. I don't really care what he's like as a person as long as the show's good. But an acknowledgement of the hard work that a lot of people put into Doctor Who for 8 years would be nice.
And what pisses me off mostly is that people slagging off bloody Capaldi's run.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't like it. I thought it was a load of rubbish. Sexist nonsense.
No, it wasn't.
Moffat can't write women. Have you actually seen any of RTD's episodes? Any of them at all? In fact, the only... So you had Rose Tyler, who is effectively a gay man. You've got Martha, who is just a doe-eyed little puppy.
Yeah.
Who then gets together with one man, but then ends up marrying a black man who she'd never met before previous to this because, I don't know, black.
Yeah.
And then you got the one real woman who was actually a proper woman, which is Donna Noble. And then she gets all her memories wiped at the end, so she's an idiot. Again. So, yeah, RTD, that's 3 for 3 shit portrayals of women.
Yep.
But no, please do tell me how Moffat can't
and
write Jackie Tyler, just chav.
Yeah. They could have done so much more with bloody Jackie. They didn't need to have her so angry all the time.
Yeah, that's all she was, just angry woman. So, yeah. But, no, please do tell me how it's Moffat who can't write women. And so, yeah, problems with writing women, like anybody, most writers do. But it wasn't just him writing her.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that gets... Well, Moffat can't write women. You do realise he's the script editor and not the writer of every episode, right?
See, what I can't understand was the way they portrayed bloody Jackie and Rose as being bloody...
They're like sisters.
Chavvy.
Yeah.
Council estate chavs. Not everyone who lives in council estate is like that. I mean, that's why I like what they did with Clara. She lived in a bloody council flat, but she weren't a chav.
Well, Bill did, didn't she? I think Bill did as well. She lived in a council flat, or what looked like a council flat. Bill was a great character.
And I'm a bloody librarian.
Yeah. Well, exactly. There's nothing wrong with living in a council flat. The first thing that Jackie does when you see her is crack on to the Ninth Doctor. Yeah,
and that bloody silky dressing gown.
Yeah.
Nobody wears those.
Well, apparently she does. Russell T Davies, maybe.
Nobody outside of Porn and...
Coronation Street.
Yeah, wears those. I was going to say something else, but we're getting into trouble with Ross.
Yeah, let's not.
Yeah.
We're in enough trouble as it is. But no, I don't know. We'll see how women are portrayed. I just hope Chibnall doesn't try and portray the Doctor as a woman, if that makes sense. Because the Doctor's going to be the Doctor.
Yes.
No matter what. It's going to be the Doctor. It's not going to go all doe-eyed and like dresses just because the Doctor now happens to be a woman.
Yeah, just because she's got tits.
Yeah.
It's the argument I always have, gender non-conforming. It doesn't mean that you have to play up to the stereotypes.
Or have lady girl feelings, because Missy didn't.
No, she didn't. Yeah, she liked her bloody dresses, but that was just the way she...
That's the whole evil Mary Poppins look on it, which I fucking loved. And that was genius. There's that evil Mary Poppins look. It just suited... It's theatrical and it's, you know...
Yeah.
The Master, he was still the Master at the end of the day. It just happened that the Master was a woman.
Yeah.
Who changed her name because she didn't feel that the Master fit.
Yeah.
And even then, it wasn't the Mistress. I think she called her the Mistress once, and then it was just Missy.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Doctor needs to be the same. Don't make the Doctor all girly and. There's a lot of people saying, "Oh, she's going to be bisexual and stuff." It's like, no, she's not. It's the Doctor. She's going to be as uninterested in sex as she ever was. There's only one Doctor having it away with anyone. Well, maybe two. You've got 8 and 10.
Yeah.
8, definitely. I mean, it's a canon that he did. So.
And 11 with River Song moustache.
Yeah, yeah. But even then, no, I don't think he did. I don't think he did. She might have fucked him, but he never fucked her. Oh, I suppose 12 did fuck her as well.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Of course he did. It's funny, but 12 had more chemistry with River Song than 11 did.
Probably because, I know this is awful, but probably because they're the same, or similar ages.
Yeah.
But, again, people slag off the ending of River Song. The husbands of River Song, sorry. I really liked it.
I loved it.
Especially the end made me cry. Especially when he said, "Hello, sweetie." That was awesome.
Uh-huh.
No one's ever going to tell me that Capaldi's era was shit, because I think people didn't like it because he didn't love her the way that Clara, that he loved the other Doctor loved her straight away. It took a while to bed in, and that was the whole point. It wasn't, they changed the writing because they knew it wasn't working. No, Moffat had a plan all along, and that's all part of the plan. He was supposed to be this crotchety, grumpy arsehole at the start and became lovely, lovely Doctor at the end.
Yeah.
And the fact that Clara turned up at the end to say, you stupid old man. But there's that bit right at the end of season 8 where she betrays him. And then he says, "Let's find Danny Pink anyway." And she said, "Well, but I betrayed you." It's just that line where he says, "What in the world would make you think that I care about that?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, there you go. That's the Doctor. That was very 8 Doctor as well, I always felt.
Yeah.
Very 8, but I'm hoping 13 is going to be like that, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
And don't make her mad. I'm hoping she starts off all manic and mental and stuff, and then see the third season that she has, she goes all super dark. Starts wearing a black coat.
Yeah.
Starts manipulating the universe. That'd be awesome.
What, like 10 tried to do when he was on his own.
Time Lord Victorious.
Yes.
Well, that's what the 7th Doctor would have been.
Yeah.
Had he had his chance, isn't it? Or the Valiard coming through.
Yeah, that's what they tried to do with the New Adventures books, wasn't it?
Yes. Going darker. I think that's what the Dream Lord was supposed to be as well. Effectively, the Valiard coming through. Mm-hmm. And they can't do it explicitly because people... Well, they do now. Because of Twitch, so they do now. So if nothing else, it's schooled a large portion of the fandom. So it's worth it for that alone. But, no, it was... we're just waiting now. We're waiting to see what happens.
Right. Did you see the leaks?
I saw some of the leaks.
I saw a couple of photos, but I refused point blank to watch the leaked video.
I've not seen the video because I'm not interested. I'll watch it when it comes out. Mm-hmm. But what gets me is that people who watch the leaks and then say, "Oh, we should not watch that now. Oh, I've been spoiled." Well, don't watch it then. I avoided it easily enough, and I'm an idiot. I'm totally likely to fucking click on a link.
Yeah.
But I saw some of the pictures. I saw what they think is the inside of the TARDIS, and I still don't think that's what it looks like. But we'll find out, won't we? It looks pretty good. The links I saw, still don't like the sonic screwdriver much. I think it looks cheap and nasty.
I think it looks something like HR Geiger does.
Yeah.
And really, really, really pissed off with all the jokes in that. Looks like a bloody dildo just because I'm holding it.
Boring.
Like they're not C11 screwdriver.
Yeah, exactly. I like the way that the crystal bit turns around on the toy.
Mm-hmm.
I quite like that. And it still sounds the same. It's just a different sonic screwdriver, but the toy, this is the toy itself, looks a bit cheap and nasty. Plus, I really love 12th Doctor's one. It's a shame they can't keep it, but hey ho. Yeah. All change, it's fine. Mm-hmm. Everything's fine. But there you go. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about and that we haven't caught up on yet?
I can't think of anything. It's just been a weird few months, hasn't it? Waiting to see what's going on, and all of a sudden everything just...
Yeah, I wish the BBC had been promoting it a bit more. That's the only thing, because I remember when... Because effectively this is a soft reboot we're getting.
Yeah.
Of everything. The new showrunner. It's like whenever you get a new showrunner, they need a lot of hype to sort of get people back into it who maybe been away. And they don't seem to be advertising it much to get people excited. This is a major event that they need to push.
Yeah.
We might get that in the next couple of months. But I would have expected it to start now.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of hasn't. But
that's Chibnall says that he doesn't want leaks and all sorts of things, and
that's fine. I'm kind of I agree with that. I agree with the fact that he doesn't want anybody to know anything that's coming up in the new series, which is fine, no problem with that. Just promote it a bit more though. Mm-hmm. Get with the teaser trailers. Get with Jodie saying, "Do you want to come with me then?
Yeah.
Do you want to be my friend? Easy, cup of tea in Wensleydale." I can do that. I can do
no,
I
can't do that.
I can do those jokes. You can't do those jokes, but I can do those jokes. Yeah. Easy, coming to TARDIS. Go to TARDIS, we'll go to Scarrow, isn't it? Oh, come on now. I mean, she's aggressively northern, more so than like sort of Eccleston was.
Yeah, imagine her getting Sean Bean to be the Doctor.
Oh, dude. Still not my number one. My number one, and it's got to happen someday. Danny Dyer has to be the Doctor. Not putting on an accent, not putting on anything, just being Danny Dyer. Not even so. I'm the Doctor in it. I'm Danny Dyer, and I'm going to be the Doctor.
And get Cold War Steve to do all the trailers.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes, definitely Cold War Steve needs to do it.
Yeah. People don't know who Cold War Steve is by now. He's a bloke who, on Twitter, who just photoshops an incredulous or drunk Phil Mitchell into topical news photos, and it just works.
Various other gammon around.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm seeing Danny Dyer actually next year doing Pinter with Martin Freeman. So obviously the partner's very excited about Martin Freeman, and I'm super excited. I'm going to be like 2 rows away from Danny Dyer. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, he had that kind of acting in him.
Oh yeah, he was best friends with Pinter. Pinter was his mentor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which play?
It is, one's the dumb waiter. I can't remember which the other one is. But yeah, one's definitely dumb waiter. Mm-hmm. That's Marty Freeman one, I think.
Yeah. Birthday Party is my favourite Pinter.
I'm going to be honest, I've never seen anything by him. This will be my first.
I've seen it and read them all because I had to for uni.
I will probably get into Harold Pinter as a result of it. I really hope so. But yeah, Danny Dyer, come on. He's like, oi, you fucking Dalek slag, will you trot us out?
Yeah, I could just imagine it.
Oi, wrestle up, this is all your fault. It's all your fault. You going there, Dan Nice, with your trotters out. Twat.
Do you not think you should be in the Master?
Who's that?
Danny Dyer.
Danny Dyer. Just Danny Dyer and everything.
Yeah.
Just get Danny Dyer and everything. Oi, Doctor, you slag. With your trotters hair, you twat. Awesome.
Oh, that kid that bloke who plays Jon Snow.
Oh,
Kit the Master.
Kit Harington?
Kit Harington.
Is that him?
Yes.
I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I just don't know. Hey, Frank, you'd think I would watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Never once watched it. I know everything that happens in it, never watched it. Don't need to. Same with The Walking Dead. Don't need to. I know what happens. The only reason I would ever watch that is Negan, because I love Jeffrey Dean Scott. But plus, I have seen Glenn get his head bashed in. Spoilers. I have seen that, and it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I just don't want to watch anything else to do with The Walking Dead. It's just very boring. But I've never seen Breaking Bad.
I watched a couple of episodes. I wasn't really stuck on it.
Never seen it.
The youngest watched The Walking Dead until somebody until Negan bashed somebody's head in the first episode he was in.
Glenn.
And she had nightmares of it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Have you ever seen it on YouTube?
Yes.
Pretty fucking horrible. But, you know.
She looked from the beginning watching it, even though she said, no, you can't watch it, but she was still watching it anyway on a tablet in the middle of the night.
Well, yeah, because kids.
And that bit happened, and no, never watched it again.
I'll teach you. It's like, well, these people. Very, very finally, before we go, I do like watching Red Wedding reaction videos.
Yeah.
I've seen that. That's the only part of Game of Thrones I've ever seen, right? And that's only because I watch the reaction videos, because they're fucking hilarious. They are so funny. The amount of horror and stress that people put themselves under to watch a TV show.
After when I got Scott to watch the Red Wedding episode, he was like, so? He was just watching. He didn't react to it or anything. But in the next series, when I can't remember the character's name, the one who got his eyes popped out by the mountain.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody, I can't remember the character's name now. He got his eyes popped out and his skull crushed by this bloke by the mountain's hands. He was pretty horrified at that. He was like, God, no, I can't watch this.
The only other character I know at Game of Thrones is the Hound, because I've watched videos on the Hound, because I like the actor. He's the guy who's Michael in Hot Fuzz. Yarp. But he says cunt a lot, so it's funny. He just seems to be his character who don't give a fuck and just hates everybody and just calls everybody a cunt.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So it's like, I like you.
The actor, he lives up a mountain in the middle of nowhere in Scotland.
Yeah, he's the British equivalent of Brock Lesnar. Because Brock Lesnar lives in the middle of nowhere in Minnesota with a big fence around it. Because he said, I don't like people.
Yeah.
Don't like them, don't get them, don't understand them, don't want to understand them, I'm fine. It's like, I'm not being nasty, I'm not being horrible, I just don't like people. It's like, I can relate to that. But there you go. But Doctor Who's coming out soon, so we're excited for that. Leigh.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, go on.
I was about to say about what did you think of all the new toys that they brought out, the figures?
They're very. I think they should do 2 lines. Mm-hmm. I think because Star Wars does this. They've got the kiddie range, which seems to be what a lot of the toys are looking like at the moment. Yeah. And then they do the Black Series, which is sort of geared towards the more adult collector. Uh-huh. I think it should be. I think they did try it once. It didn't really work because they weren't very well made in character. Character aren't the best company to be doing them. Mm-hmm. They should really give it to a Hasbro or a Mattel, and they would do better toys. But
it's one of the reasons why Capaldi didn't license everything.
Yeah, because they're a bit shit. They're a bit rubbish. Jodie seems to have just signed off on everything. Mm-hmm. She's got her own Funko, which is pretty cool. She's got quite a few Funko stuff. She's got a Barbie doll. Uh-huh. Which I would buy. That's pretty cool. It's not a Barbie doll, but it's like a Barbie doll. I think it's pretty cool. I'd buy that.
Yeah, I would.
I think it looks really nice. It's sort of in between sort of kiddie stuff and Hot Toys. Mm-hmm. But they really should license it to something like a Hot Toys. Can you imagine like a Hot Toys 11th Doctor figure or something, you know?
Yeah.
Really well detailed. It's going to be expensive as fuck, but it's going to be awesome. That kind of toy. It needs that or a Black Series or something like that. Because I did have the character options TARDIS set, but I lost that a few years back. I didn't get it. which annoyed the shit out of me. But I would, if you try and look for that online now, it's super expensive. But
I used to have it as well. Don't know what happened to it, just vanished.
I don't know why Funko don't go all out on Doctor Who stuff, because I've got the War Doctor and I've got the Fourth Doctor. They don't do like a Sixth Doctor that I've seen. They are doing 13, which is great. They need to do all of them.
Yeah, they do.
And they can do it. There's no reason, because the BBC just need to say yes.
I think what would be really, really cool was if they did the first and second Doctors and all their companions in monochrome, and then Pertwee onwards colour.
Yes, well, they did do that for the figures, didn't they? You can't get a monochrome first and second. And you can get Six in his blue outfit.
Yeah.
So they did do variants, which is good. They need to do like a 5 Doctors set as well. And make the Fourth Doctor look like a wax figure.
Oh, didn't Denton do something like that in a photo, in a picture yesterday?
Yes, she's always doing that. And then she gets arseholes coming back at her saying, well, this one wasn't right and that one wasn't right. So actually, I have sort of had a word and said, do you know what? Fuck them. Just do what you want.
Yeah. So there's people complaining about Popperwick being in it.
Gives a shit.
Yeah, it was bloody Valliard who was the Doctor.
Yeah. She's not inaccurate with anything she does. She's quite good at this, you know.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't put anything up if she isn't 100% sure of it. She very rarely makes a mistake, does that girl? So I've had a word and she said, look, I've been podcasting 10 years. I still get people pulling me up on inconsequential shit. It's like the other day when I put something on Facebook. And it was about Rent-A-Ghost, of all things. I said, he was a victim of Michael Grade's time as controller of BBC. And this dude actually put a comment saying, well, actually, he was the controller of BBC One. Right. Fuck off.
What?
Fuck off. Oh, yeah, all right then.
Taking the piss.
It's Rent-A-Ghost. It's about Nadia fucking pop off, you prick. Gives a shit. Sometimes I feel like a bad nerd because I'm not interested in that much minutiae. Like a Doctor Who, if I get something wrong, Who cares? You know? Well, actually, I think you'll find it's things like that give me some idea, like a smidgen of an idea, what it must be like to be a girl in fandom. Because, well, actually, as a female, you wouldn't understand, but fuck off.
I know, it gets on my nerves. It's why I'm pretty quiet at times.
But I see I'm in a bad position because one part of me wants to say, I'll stick up for you. But you girls don't need me to stick up for you. You don't need that at all. You're quite good at it. If I see someone really laying into someone, I'll sort of wait and say, come on, man. But I don't need to be sticking up for any of you girls because you're all pretty fucking cool. To be fair, most people I know in the Doctor Who fandom, or most people who are my friends, are actually girls. But then my best friend at school was, well, my sort of girlfriend at school. She was a big Doctor Who fan. So this whole girls as Doctor Who fans, that's weird. No, it's
not.
It's not, you know.
I've been watching Doctor Who since I was fucking... Since I remember, and furthest back I remember is 1979.
Well, same time as me. We were roughly the same age, aren't we? You know, I know you specifically because you're a Doctor Who fan. We were on a completely unrelated website.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of Doctor Who. Where's Romana? Said, "Hey, you like Doctor Who? We should talk."
Yes.
And that's how we've been friends for like what? Oh, God, 13 years.
13, 14 years, something like that, yeah.
A long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this idea that girls have never been Doctor Who it's ridiculous.
The one I asked my bloody daughters about Doctor Who.
Well, you just raised nerds, didn't you? So.
I did. Lucy did go through a period where she refused to watch it at all, just because it was Teenage Rebellion.
Well, yeah, didn't last long.
Yeah. No, it didn't. And her favourite Doctor's still the 7th because that was the first Doctor she remembers watching with me.
Well, this is a great thing because Amy was talking about her dad the other day, and she got into Doctor Who through her dad, who is roughly my age, which is depressing. But yeah, she got into Doctor Who with her dad, and I think it was 6 and 7 and 8 mainly were her doctors at that time.
Yeah.
She has since got well into Patrick Troughton's Doctor. Her dad won't watch Patrick Troughton's Doctor with her, saying, "Oh no, this would be boring." It's like, hang on a minute, this isn't the way it works. So yeah, I love the fact that all these younger Doctor Who fans, and a lot of them girls, are getting really into old Doctor Who.
Yeah,
it's great. It's because this is the lifeblood of the fandom. This is what the fandom needs.
Yeah. Yeah, Mia, the youngest, she absolutely adores Troughton as well, and that started because Tomb of the Cybermen, one of the animated ones. Yes, that was what got her into it when she was about 4 or 5. It was the animated ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she's still to this day, she says, "Why is there no more animation? They should animate all of them." Because kids
like cartoons.
Bloody 5-6-year-olds, they watch the shit out of an animated Doctor Who series.
Of course they would. I think they... Well, I mean, they did it with things like Dreamland, which was ace. I love Dreamland. Real Time, was it? Screaming the Shulker?
Yeah.
Which I wish they'd do more with that.
Yes, they should.
Richard E. Grant should come back and do like a Divergent Universe Doctor.
Well, he can't because he's in Star Wars now.
Yeah, they think he's going to be Thrawn. I don't think he's going to be Thrawn. I wish he was Thrawn. But I do have a feeling he might be playing an Imperial or some kind.
Yeah, quite popular.
Right, yeah, just...
But then again, when he turned up in Game of Thrones, everybody thought he was going to play the Night's King or something, and it turned out, no, he was just an actor playing an actor.
Yeah. We'll find out. So, yeah, like I say, these younger fans, you know, they're the lifeblood of the fandom. The fandom needs them. It's not fucking Ian Levine anymore.
No.
And neither should it be, because the man's an arse. I realise he's been ill, and I'm sorry about that, but he's still an arse.
He's still stuck in the 80s.
He's still going to watch it. He said, I'm not going to watch it. God's going to watch it. You're going to hate watch it. Well, I tell you what, my friend, a rating is a rating.
Like Lawrence Miles used to.
Yeah.
Remember when he hate watch everything?
Yeah, just hate watch. You go ahead and you hate watch, because a rating is a rating at the end of the day. So, fuck yeah.
I don't know if he hate watched Capaldi's era, but he bloody hated the shit out of Moffat's era and Moffat's stories.
Never understand that, because 11 was ace. But 10 was ace. You know, the fact of the matter is, I've come round to the other way. I think there's a lot of problems with the David Tennant era, but on the whole, it's pretty harmless, really, wasn't it? And he keeps coming back. So he was in Pigs in Space, as was Davison. But you know, it's like, that's fair enough. He's an actor doing a job. Tennant just said, "Do you want to do the Muppets?" Yeah. It's every chance he fucking gets. It's ridiculous. They said to him, "David, we're going to continue with Jodie's era. We'd like to do a season of 10 Doctor stuff." Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it. It's fine. I'll do it. I don't care. Just I'll be the Doctor. I just want to be the Doctor.
Tell you what, he's fucking brilliant at playing creepy bastards.
Oh, he's really good at playing creepy. He's great as Kilgrave, and he's great in this Bad Samaritan that I want to see. He looks really good.
It's just a shame Kilgrave will never turn up in the MCU.
Yeah, 'cause she won't, basically.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. They need another film now. Guardians of the Galaxy's gone tits up. But there you go. Anyway.
I'm not upset about that.
Hey, I made some jokes over 10 years ago on a website that nobody cared about at the time. They were a bit off colour, but, you know, nothing that any comedian ever hasn't told.
Yeah, God, if that was just the criteria for getting for losing your job, I shouldn't be working now.
It's a stupid joke. Yeah, right, they're off colour and they're not to everyone's taste, but fuck, I've heard worse of comedians. I've heard much worse. You ever heard the Aristocrats? Fuck's sake. That's, you know, that they're meant to be horrible, but he made some really stupid jokes, like Dan Harmon with raping a doll. Well, wasn't raping a baby. Oh, he's raping a baby. He's raping a fucking doll.
And the bloody video that he linked to that everyone says was child porn wasn't.
Was him pretending to fuck a doll?
Yeah.
Gives a shit.
And bloody James Gunn, he was supposed to have put child porn up on the internet, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of bloody 19-year-old girls singing "I Touch Myself."
Yeah. Good God. Do you imagine if Two Girls, One Cup came out today?
I know.
Can you imagine?
I know, it would be gold. Or Lemon Party. Anything that would...
Gutsy.
Yeah, I know. I still look when people Goatsy to this day.
Let's bring back Goatsy. Let's do that.
Or Jingle Jangle Jubilee.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of thing that they're complaining about today.
Oh yeah, it was steak and cheese and stuff like that.
Yeah. Fucking...
I remember in the early days of the internet going on to places like Steak and Cheese or something awful, and you would see Autopsy from 1952.
Yes.
And it's shit like that, dead hookers. Or the the worst one, the Black Dahlia murders. You can actually see pictures of them in the crime scene.
Yeah,
and it's
I
like,
know.
Fucking just grow a pair. And to be fair, most people I know do grow a pair. But the latest thing, and this I'll leave you on this, the latest thing is that people are getting triggered because, have you seen that video of that guy who gets a tattoo of his brother who's got Down syndrome?
Uh-huh.
And they're brothers, and they kiss on the lips because they love each other and they're brothers.
Uh-huh.
Oh, how dare he kiss that Down syndrome boy without consent? What? It's his brother.
Oh, God.
They're brothers, they kiss all the... Kissing on the mouth, it's like child pornography. What?
The only person, my son, you know he's autistic.
Yeah.
The only person he hugs and kisses is me.
Yeah.
He had a girlfriend, he wouldn't even touch her hand. And she dumped him because he wouldn't kiss her.
Right.
Yeah. And it's weird. The only person that he and it's not me who's put the idea in his head or anything. He just doesn't feel comfortable showing any affection to anybody apart from me.
Fair enough. Well, you're his mum, to be fair.
Yeah, he won't even look his dad in the eye.
But you know, it's like they're brothers. They kiss on the lips. That's what family does. That's what family who love each other. That's what they do. So what that? Ooh, triggering. What? Get a grip.
Everything's triggering these days. It just does me bloody tits in.
Seriously, if Russia did want to go to war, now's the time.
Yeah.
Now's the time. Oh, I can't possibly. I tell you what it's turned into. It's turned into the airmen from Armstrong and Miller.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right? Because it's totally against my human rights.
Yeah.
Standard. Oh dear. I'll leave you on that. It's not Doctor Who related at all, but to be fair, what Twitch did tell me is that most people, thankfully, aren't like that, and that there was some what you would call proper triggering stuff in 70s Who that people just said, oh well.
Yeah.
That's what it was like in the 70s, I guess.
Of course.
To be fair, if anybody had a problem with Pertwee and said, oh, he treated Joe Grant terribly, I think one Katie Manning might have a few words with you.
Yeah.
Don't slag him up! I'll kill you!
She had a few words to say in character about that herself anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Totally. Anyway. Leigh, if somebody wanted to find you on the old wide world of the interwebs, what's the best way of doing that?
Have a look on Twitter, Leigh_fits_in.
There we are.
Yeah.
There we are. Excellent stuff. If you want to find me on Twitter, it's at Cymru Nerd Cave. The current handle is Big Six Energy. Because I thought that was funny. And also, if you want to go Glenn Jakeman on Facebook. If you want to find us at the Nerva Beacon on Twitter, it's at Nerva Beacon Pod, and Facebook, it's Nerva Beacon Podcast. We are putting more stuff up every day. Now that holidays is over, World Cup's over, all that stuff's over, we're back to normality. The summer's over, lads. Especially as soon as we get more and more content for the new series as well, we'll be putting more and more stuff and engaging a bit more. Because we're back. So next episode will be the 8th Doctor's Big Finish stuff. We would have done that this episode, but we felt there was just too much other stuff going on.
Yeah.
We would be remiss not to have mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent stuff.
I haven't listened to the audios in ages, so
I was listening to
episode.
I've been listening to a couple. I listened to Zagreus yesterday, which is just weird. And then Scherzo, which
Storm Warning and the Horror of Glam Rock.
Storm Warning, great. Scherzo was another one I listened to. and I can't remember what it's called. The first one where you see curries.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome with the ant creatures as well. I'm currently on Natural History of Fear, which sounds interesting from the bits I've heard of it so far. But I'm basically just working my way through the whole Big Finish catalogue, which is cool.
Mm.
But yes, if you've not listened to Zagreus, listen to Zagreus. It's really strange.
Yes, I remember that one. Really, really strange and really weird and creepy.
But it's also got all the doctors in it, so it's,
Yes.
cool. And also listen to Master, with the Seventh Doctor and Geoffrey Beevers as the Master. It's really, really good. Excellent stuff. Right, Leigh, say bye-bye to all the lovely people out there.
Bye-bye, lovely people out there.
Bye-bye, everybody. We'll be back very, very soon. Bye.
Bye.